outside the window where the city looks half asleep. Coffee rings and folded napkins, little promises it keeps. Outside someone rides a bicycle through a road of faded pink, and the sunlight spills so slowly, like it wants us here to think. There's a softness in the weather that I haven't felt in weeks. Nothing new and nothing grand now, still it brushes through the streets. Every branch above the storefront leans a little toward the sky, and the petals drift like paper in a day that won't ask why. No one says this kind of feeling, no one plans a moment to, but the air becomes so gentle when the light is touching you. In the cherry light the world goes quiet, not because it has to, just because it can. And the afternoon keeps leaning closer, like it understands. Every color turns to comfort, every shadow fades from view. In the cherry light of springtime, I can breathe a little truer next to you. People come and go in silence, through the doorway, through the breeze. Someone laughs across the counter, someone leaves with pastries. And I watch the hours turning, not in hurry, not in fear, just the kind of slow that changes how a simple day can feel sincere. On the table sits a small vase filled with flowers almost white. They're nothing close to perfect, still they catch the room just right. There's a beauty in the ordinary that I used to pass on by, but this season keeps on finding little reasons not to hide. Maybe spring is not a thunder, maybe it's a quiet sign. Something easy, something tender, resting gently in your eyes. In the cherry light the world goes quiet, not because it has to, just because it can. And the afternoon keeps leaning closer, like it understands. Every color turns to comfort, every shadow fades from view. In the cherry light of springtime, I can breathe a little truer next to you. Oh, I don't need a grand confession, I don't need the scene to change. There is something in this stillness, making all the small things stay. Like the cup between our fingers, like the dust and golden air, like the way the day grows warmer, simply because you're there. In the cherry light the world goes quiet, and the noise outside becomes a distant frame. All the usual streets look softer, nothing feels the same. Every second opens gently, like a flower breaking through. In the cherry light of springtime, I can hear my better thoughts when I'm with you. In the cherry light I stay a little longer, just to watch the blooming color move. And for a while this little cafe feels like all I need to lose the blue. Just the window, just the breeze, just the season, settling in me. The afternoon is growing quieter, shadows leaning on the floor, a cup half full, a book left open by the table near the door. No one's rushing through the silence, no one's asking anything, only light across the window and the hush that spring can bring. There's a softness in the distance, in the sound of passing cars, like the whole world's turning lower under pale impatient stars. Though the evening hasn't reached us, still the day begins to slow, and in all this fading brightness there's a feeling I don't show. I don't need to speak it clearly, I don't need to make it known. Some emotions grow so gently, they are better left alone. Where the light stays, there's a part of me that lingers. In the calm between the seconds, in the warmth around your fingers, nothing changes all at once here. Nothing has to be explained, but I feel my heart grow quieter in the place where light remains. Someone closes up the doorway, someone wipes the counter clean, and the room becomes even softer than it ever thought to be. There are petals by the pavement, there is gold left in the air. There is something in this stillness that feels lighter when you're there. I have known so many loud days, heavy words and crowded streets, but this hour asks so little, and somehow that feels complete. Like the world can wait outside us, like the noise can lose its claim, while the sun stays on the tabletop and everything turns mild again. Maybe I don't need a reason, maybe I don't need a sign. Some things bloom without a warning and just settle in the mind. Where the light stays, there's a part of me that lingers. In the calm between the seconds, in the warmth around your fingers, nothing changes all at once here. Nothing has to be explained, but I feel my heart grow quieter in the place where light remains. If I never say the whole of it, maybe that is still enough. There are truths that live in silence, there are forms of quiet love, not the kind that shakes the whole world, not the kind that calls for names, just the way this fading daylight leaves a softness when it fades. Where the light stays, I can hear my thoughts more slowly, like the evening knows exactly how to hold the ordinary, and the air becomes so tender and the room forgets the rain, while I sit here keeping pieces of a feeling I can't name. Where the light stays, I stay with it a little longer, till the gold becomes a memory and the silence grows a little stronger. Nothing needed, nothing broken, chase, only spring and one small cafe, and the light that chose to stay. Fading gold, quiet air. Even now, you are there. There is light upon the counter, there is dust and silver lines, there is spring along the windows, taking shape in quiet signs. Nothing here has asked for meaning, nothing here has made a sound. Still I feel some small beginning, like a seed beneath the ground. You are turning pages slowly, with your coffee close at hand, and the room becomes a little more than I had ever planned. I have known the loud kind of feeling, quick to rise and quick to leave, but this hour moves like a secret that the silence lets me keep. Maybe hearts can change in stillness, maybe they don't need a name. Maybe all I know is something here is not the same. Softly in bloom, that's how this feeling comes to me. Not like fire, not like rain, just a quiet shift in everything. In this small room, in this spring that moves so tenderly, what I never meant to hold is growing soft and close to me. Outside petals cross the pavement like they've nowhere else to go, and the daylight on the tabletop starts to fade but lingers slow. Someone speaks and then stops speaking, someone leaves the door half wide, and the air that fills the silence feels enough to step inside. I don't reach for grand expressions, I don't chase what shines too fast. There is comfort in the ordinary, in a moment made to last. In the way your eyes stay lowered, in the way the hours pass, in the calm that gathers gently like reflected light on glass. I have missed so many small things, trying hard to understand. Now I let the feeling find me like the season on my hand. Softly in bloom, that's how this feeling comes to me. Not like thunder, not like waves, just a quiet turning of the leaves. In this still room, in the hush of something slowly seen, what I thought would pass me by has taken root in front of me. Maybe love is not a question, maybe it is simply this, a familiar kind of silence, a day that leans and does not miss. All the little ways of staying, all the gentle ways of seeing how a heart can open halfway long before it knows it's healing. Softly in bloom, underneath the words we never ever say. In the warmth of cups and wooden chairs, in the light that does not fade. In this spring room I can feel the world grow less severe. And the parts of me I kept from view are somehow easier to hear. Softly in bloom, that's how the afternoon has changed. Nothing louder than a heartbeat, nothing sudden to explain. Just the way this quiet cafe makes the air feel deep and true. And the way my guarded thoughts grow softer sitting here with you. Softly in bloom, without a sound, a little spring has settled down. Streetlight falling on the wooden floor. Your empty cup is waiting by the door. Nothing moves except the curtain in the breeze. And the clock keeps talking gently over me. I can hear the city somewhere far away, like it's learning how to end another day. No one knows the little silence in this room, how it lingers like a slow and quiet tune. I don't reach for anything, I just let the night begin. In the space you left behind, there's a kind of peace I find. In this midnight window glow, I let the heavy feeling go. No need to run, no need to hide, I can sit with this tonight. In the dim and silver blue, there's a world untouched by you. Not a lonely kind of calm, just a softer place to fall. Dusty records leaning by the shelf again. Every song sounds older in the dark past 10. I remember how your laughter used to stay. Now it fades before the morning finds its way. There's a shadow of your coat upon the chair. For a second I can almost think you're there, but the moment passes lightly through my hands, like the smoke above the cup I never drank. Nothing breaks and nothing burns, this is only how it turns. When the noise is finally gone, something quiet carries on. In this midnight window glow, I let the heavy feeling go. No need to run, no need to hide, I can sit with this tonight. In the dim and silver blue, there's a world untouched by you. Not a lonely kind of calm, just a softer place to fall. Maybe love was never meant to stay the way we thought it would. Maybe some things only shine for a moment, then they're gone for good. Still I keep the lamp on low. Still I watch the night unfold. Not because I'm waiting now, just because the light is warm. In this midnight window glow, I don't need the answers now. Every memory settles down like the rain outside this town. In the hush of afterthought, there's peace in being lost. Not forever, not too far, just enough to know my heart. Streetlight fading from the wooden floor. Morning waits in silence by the door. I take one breath and let the whole room slow. In this midnight window glow. Rain falls soft on the window pane. Morning moves but it feels the same. Coffee cooling beside my hand. Nothing here ever goes as planned. Footsteps fading down the street. Someone passing I'll never meet. All the words that we left behind drift away in a quieter time. I don't try to hold it now. Let it come and go somehow. It's a slow rain falling down, washing through this silent town. I don't chase you anymore, I just let it pour. Every drop just feels the same, softly calling out your name. But it doesn't hurt like before, I just let it pour. Gray sky hanging above the day, like it never will fade away. I remember the way you laughed, now it echoes inside the past. Empty chair by the other side, still I sit like you never died. Of the silence we used to share, now there's nothing but open air. No more words to rearrange. Some things never really change. It's a slow rain falling down, washing through this silent town. I don't chase you anymore, I just let it pour. Every drop just feels the same, softly calling out your name. But it doesn't hurt like before, I just let it pour. Maybe time was all we had, maybe good was never meant to last. Still I sit and watch it fade in the rhythm of the rain. It's a slow rain falling down, doesn't need to make a sound. In this calm I finally know I can let you go. Every drop just drifts away, like the memory of your face, not as heavy as before. I just let it pour. Rain falls soft on the window pane, and I breathe it in again. Sunday, moving slow somehow. I'm still here right now. A little sunlight on the floor, like I've seen it all before. Curtains dancing in the air, something softer everywhere. Your book is on the side, with a page you marked in time. I don't read it, I just stay, let the moment drift away. Nothing loud, nothing new, just a day without you. There's a warm breeze by the window, carrying a quiet hello. Not from you, but that's alright. I can sit here in this light, in the calm of something small. I don't miss you like before, just a feeling passing through, like a breeze that never stays too long. People laughing down the street, spring is moving under feet. I don't follow, I don't chase, I just keep my steady pace. There was once a louder sound when your voice was all around. Now it settles into space, like it slowly found its place. No more trying to pretend, everything has reached an end. There's a warm breeze by the window, carrying a quiet hello. Not from you, but that's alright. I can sit here in this light, in the calm of something small. I don't miss you like before, just a feeling passing through, like a breeze that never stays too long. Maybe spring was always this, not a start, not something missed, just a moment passing by underneath a softer sky. There's a warm breeze by the window, nothing more I need to know. In this pause I finally see there's still something left in me. Sunlight fading on the floor, I don't need you anymore, just a day that feels brand new, in a quiet shade of blue. There's a note you left behind, folded deep between the lines. I don't read it like before, I just let it rest once more. Morning light is soft and thin, spilling slowly on my skin. Every sound is far away, like it chose not to stay. No more trying to define what was yours and what was mine. Between the lines we used to write, there's a quiet kind of light, not as bright as yesterday, but it doesn't fade away. In the words we never said, there's a place I softly tread, not to find you anymore, just to feel what's left for sure. People talking somewhere near, but their voices disappear, like they never quite arrive in the space I keep inside. There was once a sharper edge in the things I couldn't let. Now it's softer when it comes, like a distant fading hum. Nothing left to rearrange. I can feel the subtle change between the lines we used to write. There's a quiet kind of light, not as bright as yesterday, but it doesn't fade away. In the words we never said, there's a place I softly tread, not to find you anymore, just to feel what's left for sure. Maybe meaning comes and goes, like the way the spring wind blows, not to stay, not to leave, just enough to let me breathe. Maybe I don't need to know every truth we used to hold, just the part that lingers on after everything is gone. Between the lines I see it now, there's no need to ask me how. Every silence, every space found its own and quiet place. In the words we left behind, there's a softer state of mind, not a loss I have to prove, just a gentle way to move. There's a note I didn't read, but I guess I didn't need all the things we couldn't say, faded slowly anyway. Morning stays a while today, soft and pale in quiet gray. On the table, on the floor, light moves slowly by the door. Coffee warming in my hands, like it knows what silence means. Nothing asking me to run, nothing left to come undone. No more waiting for a sign, I can leave the past behind. And the morning stays a while, like a slow and gentle smile. Not for you, not like before, just a piece I've come to know. In this quiet, in this light, everything is small and right. What was heavy fades from view, with the morning coming through. Outside, April fills the street, petals gather near my feet. Someone laughs and passes by, like a cloud across the sky. There was once a sharper ache in the choices we would make. Now it feels so far away, like a dream that lost its shape. Nothing more to hold too tight, I can let it leave my mind. And the morning stays a while, like a slow and gentle smile. Not for you, not like before, just a piece I've come to know. In this quiet, in this light, everything is small and right. What was heavy fades from view with the morning coming through. Maybe healing looks like this, not a fire, not a kiss, just a little room to breathe, just a heart that feels at ease. Maybe spring is not the start, maybe it's a steadier heart, learning how to simply stay when the ache has gone away. And the morning stays a while, long enough to change my mind. Not with words, not with a sound, just a calm that settles down. In this quiet I can see there is still enough for me, nothing missing from this view. With the morning coming through, morning stays a while today, then it slowly slips away. I just watch the light move on, soft enough to end this song. After all the noise is gone, there's a space I'm resting on. Not too empty, not too full, just enough to keep me still. Light has fallen through the glass like it doesn't need to last. Every second drifting by like a slow and easy sigh. Nothing left to figure out. I don't feel the need to doubt. After the quiet settles in, I can feel it on my skin. Not a loss I have to name, just a softer kind of pain. In the calm I finally see what is left of you in me. Not as loud as it once was, but it's gentle now because people come and people go like a tide I barely know. I don't follow where it leads, I just stay with what I need. There was once a restless sound when your voice was all around. Now it lingers like a trace in the corners of this place. No more reaching for the past. Some things weren't built to last. After the quiet settles in, I can feel it on my skin. Not a loss I have to name, just a softer kind of pain. In the calm I finally see what is left of you in me. Not as loud as it once was, but it's gentle now because maybe time was always kind, just a step behind my mind, waiting for me to slow down, let the silence come around. Maybe I don't need to know every reason you let go, just the part that stays with me in the there's quiet clarity after the quiet settles here. There's no need to disappear. Every feeling finds its place in a slow and steady grace. In the calm I finally know I don't need to hold it close. What was heavy fades away in the softness of the day. After all is said and done, there's a quiet I can trust. Not the same as it was then, but it's enough again. Falls on the wooden floor. Coffee rings by the window, nothing more. Dust in the air turns slow and gold, like an old song somebody used to know. Outside the trees are moving soft. A little breeze, a little thought. No one says much, the room just stays wrapped in a quiet kind of haze. And I don't need a rush tonight, don't need a city full of noise. Just this chair, this cup, this view, and something gentle passing through. Spring on the table, sun through the glass. Minutes go slowly and I let them pass. No heavy feeling, no reason to run. Just a small peaceful morning and the work getting done. Spring on the table, warm in the air. Nothing is perfect, but I'm happy right here. A song in the background, soft and low, like a day I remember from a long time ago. Pages turn and the pen moves, like clouds drift over, then the sky turns bright. Someone laughs from the corner seat, then it fades away with the sound of the street. There's a calm in the clink of cups and half-finished words and little pauses. Everything feels so easy now. No need to ask the silence how. And I don't need a grand design, don't need to chase what disappears. Just this hour, this softened room, and the shape of a day that clears. Spring on the table, sun through the glass. Minutes go slowly and I let them pass. No heavy feeling, no reason to run. Just a small peaceful morning and the work getting done. Spring on the table, warm in the air. Nothing is perfect, but I'm happy right here. A song in the background, soft and low, like a day I remember from a long time ago. Maybe that's enough for now. A little light on a quiet brow, a little peace I didn't plan, held in the hush of an ordinary hand. Spring on the table, sun through the glass. Time isn't waiting, but it doesn't move fast. No lonely shadow, no need to explain. Just a soft open morning and the sound of light rain. Spring on the table, still in my mind. One of those hours you don't try to find. It comes without warning, then settles slow like an old cafe melody. I already know. There's a shadow on the table now, thin and long from the afternoon. Coffee cools beside my hand, and the day keeps humming out of tune. People come and people go, like pages turning in the breeze. I sit still and watch the light move slowly through the trying not to think too much, just let the hours come and leave. But something in this quiet room feels like a word I almost keep. Letters in the sun, scattered on the floor, little bits of feeling I can't hide anymore. Not a grand confession, not a broken heart, just the kind of memory that lingers when it's dark. Letters in the sun, fading soft and gold, like a song you listen to and somehow still hold. I don't need to chase it, I don't need to run, I just let it rest here like letters in the sun. A record plays somewhere behind, low enough to blend with cups and rain. There's a softness in the room that makes old thoughts return again. Not the kind that leave a mark, not the kind that pull you down. Just a face, a voice, a door, a spring day in another town. And I was only passing through, just another quiet afternoon. But the light across this little room makes everything feel close too soon. Letters in the sun, scattered on the floor, little bits of feeling I can't hide anymore. Not a grand confession, not a broken heart, just the kind of memory that lingers when it's dark. Letters in the sun, fading soft and gold, like a song you listen to and somehow still hold. I don't need to chase it, I don't need to run, I just let it rest here like letters in the sun. Maybe every quiet place keeps a little of our names, not enough to hurt too much, just enough to stay the same. Maybe that is why I wait when the day turns slow and warm, for a piece of something old to settle in a newer form. Letters in the sun, still across the wood, turning simple moments into something understood. Not a scene of sorrow, not a last goodbye, just a faded little echo passing gently by. Letters in the sun, softly come undone in the hush of cups and windows, in the falling light of one. And I let the silence keep them till the evening comes. All those small unfinished feelings, like letters in the sun. Soft and slow, touching the room where the warm lights glow. A cup half full and a book face down. Sunday silence all around. Someone's typing by the wall, a quiet rhythm that is all. And in between the little sounds, the day just settles calm and brown. No need to speak, no need to move, everything is light enough. A little spring inside the air, a little ease, a little love. Wind by the curtain, light on the floor. Nothing is asking for anything more. I stay with the moment, I stay with the view, in a room full of silence and small things to do. Wind by the curtain, day moving by, clouds in the window drifting the sky. No big emotion, no sharp blue used to know. Not close enough to pull me in, just near enough to softly spin. Outside the branches lean and sway, cars pass and disappear away, and all the world feels far enough to let this little hour stay soft. No need to hurry what feels clear, no need to hold what passes through. The warmth, the chair, the faded song all seem enough to carry you. Wind by the curtain, light on the floor. Nothing is asking for anything more. I stay with the moment, I stay with the view, in a room full of silence and small things to do. Wind by the curtain, day moving by, clouds in the window drifting the sky. No big emotion, no sharp blue flame, just a soft kind of comfort without any name. Maybe peace is not a place, maybe it is just this kind of day. A cup, a chair, a little song, and knowing I don't need to run away. Maybe spring is not a sound, maybe it is how the light arrives quietly across the table edge, making ordinary things feel alive. Wind by the curtain, still in the room, afternoon folding into early bloom. No heavy shadow, no need to explain, just a calm, open heartbeat and a touch of rain. Wind by the curtain, soft in my mind, one of those hours you never quite find. It comes when you're working and stays as it came, like a small old melody without any name. The door swings slow, the bell rings once, a little sound in the afternoon. The coffee steam is rising thin, and someone's humming out of tune. There's a notebook open by my hand, half a line and a quiet thought. The world outside keeps moving on, but in here time is tied in knots. I don't mind the hours going by when the room feels warm this way. Nothing special, nothing loud, just enough to make me stay. Stay until the light falls across the floor, till the shadows soften by the half-closed door. No need for a reason, no need for a plan, just a little quiet and the day held in my hands. Stay until the light turns the cups to gold, makes the smallest moments feel a little old, like a song from somewhere far but still inside. I could stay here with it, stay until the light. A record turns behind the wall, low and warm and slightly worn, like the kind of voice that stays long after the singer's gone. I write a word then lose the thread, watch the clouds pass by instead, and somehow that feels fine today, like nothing urgent needs to be said. I don't need to hold on hard to every thought that passes through. Some days are better when they fade softly out of view. Stay until the light falls across the floor, till the shadows soften by the half-closed door. No need for a reason, no need for a plan, just a little quiet and the day held in my hands. Stay until the light turns the cups to gold, makes the smallest moments feel a little old, like a song from somewhere far but still in sight. stay here with it, stay until the light. Maybe peace is only this: a table, a chair, an easy song, a bit of spring inside the air, and nowhere that I need to rush along. Maybe all I really need is one slow hour that does not fight, one calm room, one open page, and enough heart to stay with light. Stay until the light fades into the blue, till the room grows softer and the sky does too. No sad goodbye, no lonely end, just an evening coming like a quiet friend. Stay until the light leaves a silver line on the edge of the window, and somewhere in my mind, like an old cafe melody, simple and right, I could keep on listening. Stay until the light. Half past spring and the air feels light, coffee cooling by my side. There's a quiet stain of sun resting where the pages lie. No one's talking very loud, just the sound of cups and chairs, and a little old refrain floating slowly through the air. I came in with too much on my mind, too many thoughts I couldn't name. Something in the softened room makes them loosen just the same. Half past spring and I'm sitting still, watching all the lights slide across the windowsill. No big revelation, no reason to begin, just a small calm hour, letting all the noise grow thin. Half past spring and the room feels kind, like a faded melody I somehow left behind, warm enough to hold me, soft enough to sing in this little borrowed moment. Half past spring. A bicycle passes down the street, then disappears beyond the trees. The curtain lifts, the shadows shift with every tender little breeze. I write a line and cross it out, then smile at nothing much at all. There are days that ask for less, and somehow still they give you more. I don't need to make this last, I don't need to figure out why this room, this hour, this song can quiet what was loud. Half past spring and I'm sitting still, watching all the lights slide across the windowsill. No big revelation, no reason to begin, just a small calm hour, letting all the noise grow thin. Half past spring and the room feels kind, like a faded melody I somehow left behind, warm enough to hold me, soft enough to sing in this little borrowed moment. Half past spring. Maybe peace is never loud, maybe it just settles in on a table near the glass, in a place you've never been. Maybe all that I need now is a song that doesn't try, just a voice, a little warmth, and the afternoon going by. Half past spring and the day leans low, There's a softness in the walls and a gentleness below. No dramatic ending, no sudden offering, just the hush of simple things at spring. spring and I'm almost home, though I haven't moved at all from this chair, this cup, this song. Like an old familiar feeling, returning on a string, slowly, softly passing through. Spring. The record is somewhere near, low enough to disappear. Underneath the cups and chairs and the drifting of the air, I look up when the door swings wide, see the sunlight shift inside. Everything turns warm and slow, in a way I've come to know. It isn't love, not quite like that, not some burning kind of flame, just a face, a passing thought, and a softness with no name. You and the April sound moving through the room, like a small old melody returning far too soon. No big words between us, no promise to be found, just the light, the air, the day. You and the April sound, you and the April sound, gentle as the rain, coming through the window then fading out again. Something almost spoken but never written down, in the hush of cups and sunlight. You and the April sound. Someone laughs along the wall, then the quiet takes it all. Pages turn and shadows lean over every in-between. I go back to what I wrote, lose the line, then lose the thought. But it doesn't matter much, not with spring arriving soft. It isn't pain, it isn't loss, nothing sharp enough to keep, just a little stirring in the chest that settles low and deep. You and the April sound moving through the room, like a small old melody returning far too soon. No big words between us, no promise to be found, just the light, the air, the day. You and the April sound, you and the April sound, gentle as the rain, coming through the window then fading out again. Something almost spoken but never written down, in the hush of cups and sunlight. You and the April sound. Maybe some things stay with us, not because they asked to stay, but because they brushed our shoulder on an ordinary day. Maybe spring is made of this, a passing look, a quiet tune, half a thought and half a smile, gone before the afternoon. You and the April sound, still inside my head, like an old cafe refrain, too soft to name instead. No longer goodbye behind it, no heartbreak to be found. There's a quiet corner in this place where the light comes in and stays. Not too bright, not cold at all, just enough to warm the day. A cup of coffee turning mild, a pen that rolls beside my hand, and all the thoughts I brought in here seem smaller than I thought they'd stand. Nothing changed, and yet somehow everything feels lighter now, like the room has learned my name without a sound. A quiet corner in May, sun resting on the chair, time moving softly like dust inside the air. No need to hurry, no need to explain. I can stay here for a while in a quiet corner in May. A quiet corner in May, half finished work and tea. Nothing around me asking too much of me, just the hush of the window and the low cafe refrain. All I really need today is a quiet corner in May. Someone closes up a book, someone leaves and shuts the door, and the silence folds again into what it was before. There's a kind of grace in that, how the room returns to still. Not empty, not alone, just calm enough to let you feel. Nothing grand is happening, no bright miracle in sight, just a little borrowed peace holding up the light. A quiet corner in May, sun resting on the chair, time moving softly like dust inside the air. No need to hurry, no need to explain. I can stay here for a while in a quiet corner in May. A quiet corner in May, half finished work and tea. Nothing around me asking too much of me, just the hush of the window and the low cafe refrain. All I really need today is a quiet corner in May. Maybe that is how it starts, not with a sign or sudden change, just a room that lets you breathe till your thoughts don't feel the same. Maybe peace is very small, a table by the glass, a song that doesn't pull too hard in an hour that slowly passes. A quiet corner in May, now the light leans low, the afternoon is thinning out in lines of golden smoke. No lonely feeling, no wake to outrun, just a room that kept me company till the day was almost done. A quiet corner in May still stays in my mind, like an old familiar chorus that arrives right on time. Soft as the curtain, soft as the rain, I could listen all day long in a quiet corner in May. When the coffee gets cold by my hand and the light grows thin across the room, I don't really notice time till the shadows start to move. Someone leaves chairs, a chair half turned. Someone forgets a scarf behind, and the quiet gathers slow, like it always knows the time. I was only here to work a while, just another hour on my own. But the way the evening settles in makes this little place feel close to home. When the coffee gets cold and the daylight runs, I still hear the soft old song under everyone. No loud kind of longing, no heavy-hearted roll, just the simple way I stay when the coffee gets cold. When the coffee gets cold and the window fades, there's a calm in all the small things, even as they change. I don't try to hold them, I just let them go, with the hush of cups and springtime when the coffee gets cold. The page in front of me stays still, one more line I never write. Outside the trees are darkening slowly with the falling light. There's a rhythm in the dishes now, a low and ordinary sound, and somehow in that little noise something soft in me unwinds. Nothing ended, nothing broke, nothing here was meant to last, but some of the warmest kind of days are the ones that simply pass. When the coffee gets cold and the daylight runs, I still hear the soft old song under everyone. No loud kind of longing, no heavy-hearted roll, just the simple way I stay when the coffee gets cold. When the coffee gets cold and the window fades, there's a calm in all the small things, even as they change. I don't try to hold them, I just let them go, with the hush of cups and springtime when the coffee gets cold. Maybe evening has a way of making every small thing glow, not because it has too much, but because it lets you know that not every tender feeling needs a name or needs control. Some of them just come and sit beside you till the coffee's cold. When the coffee gets cold and the room turns blue, I can feel the whole day soften in the things I didn't do. No sudden revelation, no story to be told, just a quiet heart still beating. When the coffee gets cold, when the coffee gets cold, I stay a little more with the old cafe melody in the half-lit door, like a small familiar memory, too gentle to hold. Still it lingers in the silence when the coffee gets cold. Before evening, before the evening closes and the room turns soft around the edges, coffee cups and empty seats hold the last of quiet traces. A page half written by my hand, a chair still warm beside the wall. Nothing here is asking much, just the hush that follows all. I came with thoughts I couldn't place, small and restless in my head, but the day has worn them smooth enough to leave them where they were instead. Before the evening closes, before the light is gone, I let the silence settle like an old and gentle song. No final answer waiting, no lesson to be told, just a calm that stays a little before the evening closes. Before the evening closes and the windows lose their gold, there's comfort in the fading, in the things I do not hold. No sharp goodbye between us, no need to name what shows, just the warmth of one slow hour before the evening closes. Outside the branches barely move, the street grows thin, the voice is low, and somewhere in the back a tune turns softly like a radio. I look up from the work at last and watch the dusky colors change. How strange that such a simple room can make the whole day feel arranged. Nothing new has happened here, no miracle, no grand release. Only time and air and light and something very close to peace. Before the evening closes, before the light is gone, I let the silence settle like an old and gentle song. No final answer waiting, no lesson to be told, just a calm that stays a little before the evening closes. Before the evening closes and the windows lose their gold, there's comfort in the fading, in the things I do not hold. No sharp goodbye between us, no need to name what shows, just the warmth of one slow hour before the evening closes. Maybe this is all it was, a borrowed table, air and light, a song that knew just where to stay between the afternoon and night. Maybe that is why it lasts, not because it tried too hard, but because it came so quietly and left the evening soft. Before the evening closes and the room turns dim and blue, I can feel the whole day resting in the little things I knew. The cups, the page, the window, the rain that never rose, all the small unfinished feelings. Before the evening closes, before the evening closes, I stay a moment more with the old cafe melody and the half-lit door. No lonely ending in it, no ache that overflows, just a quiet springtime fading before the evening closes. The room is still, the light is low, there's nothing left we need to know. The air remains where we once were, a quiet, distant kind of no sound to break, no words to keep, just something settling in too deep. And in that calm, without a trace, we slowly leave this gentle place. No need to stay, no need to go. We've said the things we'll never show, and in the end it feels the same, as if we never needed a name. After we're gone, it stays the same, a quiet echo without a name. After we're gone, it fades so slow, but never fully lets us go. The chair is empty, still it knows the weight of things we never chose. And in the lines we leave behind, there's something time won't redefine. No final scene, no closing line, just something soft we leave in time. And in the space it gently fills, it stays, even when it stills. No need to ask what it became. Some things exist without a frame, and even as they drift apart, they leave a mark without a start. After we're gone, it stays the same, a quiet echo without a name. After we're gone, it fades so slow, but never fully lets us go. Maybe nothing has to end if we don't try to understand. Maybe this is how it stays, a quiet part of passing days. And even when it slips away, it finds a place it wants to stay. Not in words or anything, but in the space it used to bring. After we're gone, it stays the same, a quiet echo without a name. After we're gone, it fades so slow, but never fully lets us go. Let it rest, let it be, in the air, in the breeze. There's no need to hold it tight, it will stay without the fight. After we're gone, after we're gone. The light is low, it almost slips from quiet rooms to softer lips. And in the space it leaves behind, I feel the shape of what was mine. Your voice is there, but far away, like something time begins to sway. Not gone enough to disappear, but not as close as it was here. We don't hold on, we don't resist, we let it turn into a mist, a fading line, a quiet trace that never fully leaves its place. Before it fades, let it stay this way, just a little longer in the soft delay. Before it fades, fragile moment doesn't need a name. The chair you left still leans the same, like it remembers how you came. And in that small unfinished part, it holds a piece of where you are. No sudden end, no final scene, just something lost in what's between. And in that almost, in that near, you leave a trace that lingers here. We don't define what we don't keep. Some things are meant to fade this deep, but even as they drift apart, they settle gently in the heart. Before it fades, let it stay this way, just a little longer in the soft delay. Before it fades, we don't need to change. Every fragile moment doesn't need a name. Maybe this is all it was, a quiet form of almost us, not meant to last, not meant to break, just something time begins to take. And maybe in another life we'd let it turn to something right, but here and now it softly stays and slowly slips and fades away. Before it fades, let it stay this way, just a little longer in the soft delay. Before it fades, we don't need to change. Every fragile moment doesn't need a name. Stay until it disappears into all the quiet here. If it leaves, we let it go, like we always seem to know. Before it fades. You say my name like it might stay somewhere between the night and day. A quiet tone, a careful line, like something yours that touches mine. The way you pause before you speak tells me more than what you keep. And in that space I start to see what this has always been to me. We never tried to make it real, but somehow it began to feel like something more than passing through, a shape that slowly looks like you. We're closer than we know, standing in the slow. Every little glance, every second holds. We're closer than we planned, but we understand if we move too fast, it might slip our hands. The room is filled with something new, a softer version of the truth. And every word we leave behind still finds a way to stay in time. Your hand moves just enough to show a feeling we don't let it grow, and yet it's there beneath the skin, a quiet place we're living in. We let it rise but not too far, we hold it close to where we are. And in that careful steady line, we keep it yours and I keep mine. We're closer than we know, standing in the slow. Every little glance, every second holds. We're closer than we planned, but we understand if we move too fast, it might slip our hands. Stay a little, don't look away. Let the moment gently stay. If it breaks, then let it be. But right now, stay with me. Closer than we know. There's a quiet in the way you breathe, like you're holding something back from me. Not a distance, not a wall, just a space that doesn't fall. The night is softer than before, like it's been here at this door, waiting for us to decide if we stay or let it slide. We've been here for far too long to call it right or call it wrong. It's not a place we understand, but still it fits inside our hands. Still we stay in the middle of it all, not too close to lose the shape, not too far to let it fall. Still we stay, like a line that never breaks, holding on to something real, even if it slowly fades. Your shadow moves across the floor, like it's been here once before. Every step a quiet trace of something we don't replace. The air between us doesn't change, but somehow never feels the same. And in that subtle in between, we find a way to simply be. No sudden turn, no need to rush. We've learned to live inside the hush, and in that calm we let it grow into a truth we'll never show. Still we stay in the middle of it all, not too close to lose the shape, not too far to let it fall. Still we stay, like a line that never breaks, holding on to something real, even if it slowly fades. Maybe we don't need a name for every feeling that remains. Some things live without a sound, and still they pull us deeper down. And maybe all we ever do is find a place between the truth, where nothing ends and nothing starts, but still it lingers in our hearts. Still we stay in the middle of it all, not too close to lose the shape, not too far to let it fall. Still we stay, like a line that never breaks, holding on to something real, even if it slowly fades. Stay a little, just like this, in the quiet, in the drift. If it leaves, we let it go, but not yet, not this slow. Still we stay. After the words fall out of place, there's There's only silence left to trace, a softer kind of letting go that no one else would ever know. The air is still, but something stays between the lines we couldn't say. And in that space I feel you near, even as you disappear. No need to hold, no need to hide. We let the moment slowly slide into a calm we never planned, but somehow always understand. In the quiet after, I still feel you there, like a fading echo hanging in the air. In the quiet after, nothing has to move. We don't need forever to feel something true. The night comes in without a sound. It settles softly all around, and in the dark I start to see what you have left inside of me. No sudden end, no clear goodbye, just something passing gently by. And in the way it slips away, it finds a place it wants to stay. We don't resist, we don't pretend. Not every line needs to be mended. Some things exist without a name, and still they never feel the same. In the quiet after, I still feel you there, like a fading echo hanging in the air. In the quiet after, nothing has to move. We don't need forever to feel something true. Maybe this is how it ends, not in words but how it bends softly into something less, but more than we could ever guess. And maybe this is what we keep, a quiet we can fall into. Not a loss, not something gone, but something we still carry on. In the quiet after, I still feel you there, like a fading echo hanging in the air. In the quiet after, nothing has to move. We don't need forever to feel something true. Let it settle, let it stay. We don't have to find a way. In the stillness we became something we don't need to name. In the quiet after, I remain. The sky turns dim but stays awake, like something it refuses to break. I watch the light fall off your face and leave a softer kind of trace. Your voice is low, almost not there. It moves like dust inside the air, and every word you don't complete finds its way back into me. We don't reach, we don't pretend, but something pulls us in again. A quiet way we never lose, in all the ways we never choose. I'm still here with you, in the silence we keep, in the space we don't cross, in the breath underneath. I'm still here with you, even nothing feels true, like a moment that stays without asking to move. The room is small, the feeling's wide. There's nowhere left for us to hide. And in the pause between each line, I hear the echo answering mine. Your hand is close but never near, a distance we both hold so clear. And yet it feels like if you leave, there's something I might never keep. No sudden change, no need to speak. We only touch the edge we seek. A quiet pull, a steady fall into. You sat across but leaned away, like something fragile couldn't stay. Your fingers traced the edge of time while I was tracing what was mine. The window held a fading sky. We didn't ask the reason why. Some moments never try to last, but still they linger when they pass. We're not a story we can tell, but something we both know too well. A line we walk but never cross. Not quite a win, not quite a loss. We're almost like us, but not enough to fall. Close enough to feel it, but we don't name it at all. We're almost like love, but we don't let it start. Holding on to something without pulling it apart. Your voice was soft and disappeared, like something meant for me to hear, but only once and not again. A quiet break between the end. The seconds moved but never left, a kind of slow unfinished breath. And in that space we chose to stay, not going back, not walking away. We let it live without a shape, a fragile thing we never break. No need to turn it into more, when this is what we're waiting for. We're almost like us, but not enough to fall. Close enough to feel it, but we don't name it at all. We're almost like love, but we don't let it start. Holding on to something without pulling it apart. If we tried, would it survive or disappear before it's alive? Maybe this is all it needs, a quiet place, unfinished dreams, and maybe almost like us, but not enough to fall. Close enough to feel it, but we don't name it at all. We're almost like love, but we don't let it start. Holding on to something without pulling it apart. Stay a little in between all the things we could have been. If it fades, we let it go. But right now, we stay this close. Almost like us. Almost enough. The day leans slow against the glass. Nothing hurries, nothing asks. A quiet warmth across the chair, like something soft is waiting there. You look at me, then look away, as if the words might change their shape. And in the pause, in what we miss, there's something close enough to this. No need to turn the moment loud. It lives much better quiet now, like afternoon that slowly falls in lines of gold along the wall. This is where the light rests softly on your shoulders. Nothing has to happen for me to move closer. This is where the time stays gentle in its motion. You don't have to name it, I can feel it open. The coffee stain, the folded sleeve, little things I wanna keep. The way the silence doesn't press, but leaves a space for tenderness. Outside, the city fades to blur inside. Your breathing fills the air, and all the things we never planned feel simple when I'm where you are. No need to chase what we don't know. Some feelings only bloom this slow, like shadows stretching on the floor, as if they've always been here before. This is where the light rests softly on your shoulders. Nothing has to happen for me to move closer. This is where the time stays gentle in its motion. You don't have to name it, I can feel it open. Maybe all we ever need is a room, a chair, a little peace, a glance that lingers half a second, and a heart that doesn't fight the feeling. Maybe love is often small, not a wave, but just a call from somewhere low and somewhere warm that tells me I am safe in your arms. This is where the light rests softly on your shoulders. Nothing has to happen for me to move closer. This is where the time stays gentle in its motion. You don't have to name it, I can feel it open. Let the window hold the sky, let the hours pass us by. If this moment stays this way, I don't didn't notice when it changed, the way your voice would say my name, a little softer than before, like you were standing at the door. There's something in the way you stay, not asking me but not away, a quiet line we never cross, but never really feel the loss. We let the silence do the work, and every glance and every word, it's not enough but not too far to leave behind who we both are. We're falling in between, not quite love, not just a dream, something we don't wanna name, but we don't walk away. We're holding in the air like a moment left somewhere. If we move, it might just break, so we hesitate. Your hand was close but not on mine. We read the space like it was a sign, and every second stretching now becomes a place we think about. The world outside just fades away, and all the things we didn't say, and somehow in this quiet room it feels like something close to truth. No need to rush, no need to choose. We're only here with nothing to lose, but something pulls beneath the calm, a gentle, almost hidden storm. We're falling in between, not quite love, not just a dream, something we don't wanna name, but we don't walk away. We're holding in the air like a moment left somewhere. If we move, it might just break, so we hesitate. If I reach out, would you stay? Would it all just slip away? Maybe this is where we are, not too close but not too far. And maybe we don't need to know how this ends or where it goes, just the space we're standing in is enough to pull us in. We're falling in between, not quite love, not just a dream, something we don't wanna name, but we don't walk away. We're holding in the air like a moment left somewhere. If we move, it might just break, so we hesitate. Stay a little longer here, in the quiet and the near. If it fades, then let it be, but not yet, not with me. We're falling in between, somewhere you and I have been. The light comes in, but I don't move. Dust in the air, just passing through. Your name still sits on my tongue, like something I almost said once. The table creaks, the room is still. Morning bends across the windowsill. I trace the edge of every thought and hold the ones I never caught. It's quiet here without a sound, but somehow you're still around. In every little thing I see, you leave your shade all over me. Stay like this just for a while, in between the breath and silence. I don't need to say it now, you already know. Stay like this, don't let it fade. Not a memory, not a phase, it's slow. Coffee's cold, but I don't mind. Time is soft when you're inside. Every word we never used feels enough in this small room. There's a rhythm in the rain, soft and low against the pane. And in that half-forgotten tune, I hear the shape of me and you. No sudden move, no need to speak. I feel you most when days are weak, like a warmth I can't explain, a tender ache that still remains. Stay like this just for a while, in between the breath and silence. I don't need to say it now, you already know. Stay like this, don't let it fade. Not a memory, not a face, just a moment we don't break, even if it's slow. Maybe love was never loud, maybe it was always this. A hand that almost reached for mine, a pause, a look, a quiet wish. Maybe we don't need the words, maybe stillness says enough. In a room where nothing moves, I can feel the shape of us. Stay like this just for a while, in between the breath and silence. I don't need to say it now, you already know. Stay like this, don't let it fade. Not a memory, not a face, just a moment we don't break, even if it's slow. Stay like this, a little more, like the light across the floor. Soft enough to hold my heart, soft enough to leave it warm. Stay like this, just like